You guys won't mind if I do a little rant, right? I guess you clicked on the video, so I guess not. Anyways, I want to talk about how I thought I was going to escape the curse of Bermonth. I was really close, right? It was October. It was almost November, and I thought the October canon events I could just this year truly avoid, right? Because the last 2, 3 years there were stuff that happened, but I didn't have as much as I had then, right? But lo and behold, the world had other plans for me, and completely reshaped my social life, the structure I built brick for brick. So I want to start where it all started. Okay, that seemed redundant. Basically, it was, I would say, 2 weeks before what I would like to call the main event. Okay, I'm going to call it the main event because it's like if you were to put this in, I forgot the thing they use for stories, the diagram. But if you were to put it there, it would be like the climax. Okay, so going back, 2 weeks or a week before the main event happened, I was pretty content with life. All right, I was pretty happy, although there were some minor annoyances, but everything's fine, or so I thought it was, until I guess it was just a really, really bad day. And one of my friends, part of the student government, right? They were I was talking with them, right? I was talking with a group of friends actually, and another friend, not the guy who was part of the student government, was telling me about this Call of Duty competition that was going to happen soon, right? So, I wanted, uh, we were kind of planning the teams and stuff, but then, well, I don't know, I was making stuff up, and I guess it was pretty stupid. I was assuming things that weren't even planned yet. And my friend, part of the student government, started laughing at me. Um, because, well, he's part of the student government. They are normally the people who plan these types of events, right? So, that's fair. But I guess something in me that day, I didn't really want to take all of that. I don't know why. I mean, we laugh at each other a lot. We're close like that, but I guess that day, I don't know, something really just clicked. And some reason, I I let all my all my anger, unfortunately, onto him, and well, we haven't talked since. It's been, I would say, almost a month and a week. Right, so I'd say a month and 4 days. Yeah, a month and 4 days since that event happened. So yeah, I wanna give a little bit of a background on this. That friend was very dear to me. He was very close. Okay, he was a very close guy. He was, I'd say, one of the main reasons why I have all these people now, especially my then girlfriend, because if I didn't start socialing, if I didn't befriend this guy and this other girl in ninth grade, then I would probably have very different relationships right right now. Okay? So he was very major. You know, he played a very major role in um well, in my relationships now, like my friendships, or the friend groups. I wouldn't say now, but you get what I mean, right? So, yeah, that happened. I yelled at him and I haven't spoken to him in a week, almost a week and a month in. I mean, here's what I want to say. I do feel really bad, right? But I feel like that's it's for the better for him because I'm going to be completely honest. I don't normally lose. I don't know if my friends will back me up on this one, but I don't normally lose my temper on a specific person that easily. Okay, especially with him. Well, you'd think, especially him, because we're really close and we share a lot of the same interests, but I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna put this out there. For some reason, um, I don't know, but that I don't know how to say this, but like you'd think, you know, with how close I was with him, I wouldn't get annoyed easily. But kind of looking back, there were just times where I don't know, he didn't do anything wrong, but I just I would just have this sudden anger that just appears against him, right? It's wrong, cause like I would I would consider him as a best friend, you know, one of the best friends, the bestest friends a guy could ever ask for. But I don't know, it's just like there's this I don't know how, maybe it was how he acted sometimes, but it really just made me angry. I really just don't understand why. But I guess I would never now because I haven't spoken to bro in, as I said, a month and 3 weeks. So yeah, but as I said, that was 2 weeks before the main event, and let's get to the main event. Well, no, let's go 1 week forward. All right. So a week before the main event, the main event, by the way, is or was what happened between me and my girlfriend. So a week before the main event, it was just after exams, and it was our school had this event basically for a whole week. We should have been required, but I guess we were, so that happened. But and anyways, my then girlfriend was part of the student government responsible for organizing this school event, which lasted a whole week, right? So you know she was really busy, and of course, it's been what? It was, I'd say, a year. It's been a year since we were something, okay? And I was starting to notice the distance, but of course, I was very understanding. I mean, why would I get mad at her? You know, she's really busy. I'm not supposed to be a priority. We're still in high school, right? But here's the thing, I guess. I guess you could say I was kind of envious, kind of jealous of this one friend group she was in because she just joined this friend group, right? Like really recently at the start of the school year, maybe give it like a month into the new school year, and she just spent all her time with them, and I guess, you know, me and her not having spent a lot of time together during that period kind of made me jealous of them, because, like, she just met these people. We've known each other for 3 weeks, but been something for 18 months, right? It's whatever. I let it be for a little bit until, I don't know, I just felt really unimportant, right? And by unimportant, it's like I I wanted to make these plans with her, and none of them really ever worked, or none of them really happened because she was either really busy, which I understand. Okay, I wouldn't demand important time from her, especially if it's her responsibilities. But another reason why those plans would never happen is because of that friend group. No, if I wanted to make plans, she would tell me that she already had plans with them. She made them like way longer than when I told her, and you know what? Okay, it's whatever, right? But that that one Saturday night, I just I just couldn't take it anymore. Maybe I was just being really stupid. But I sent her this message. To sum it up, it was like me talking about how I've observed the distance that has been forming between us, and I understood that part, but she would make time for that new friend group, um, and not for me. But as I still told her that it's okay, but I'm just asking, maybe we do something, we do something together, because it's been a while, right? And I'm gonna be honest, then it really was, or has been a while. So yeah, I told her all of that, and of course, in that message, I told her to reply when the time is right, because Messenger has this option where you can like put a GIF effect around your message, so the person has to click it to actually see the text, right? So I said that, and before that message, before wrapped, okay, air quotation marks or air marks there. Before I wrapped that message, I did tell her, or I sent a message saying, "Open this when the time is right, or when you have that time." So that's what I did. Anyways, I believe it was the Sunday, the day after I sent that message, the night after I sent that message, she finally replied. It was I don't know what time it was. I really forgot. I'd say 9:32 a.m. IPM, or maybe earlier, like 8:27, something around that. Okay. Um, she sent her reply. She said, "I know that we both observed the distance going between us, and we haven't really been talking to you. No, not talking. We haven't been spending a lot of time with each other, and I wanted to address that." So she said. Next message was, you could say, the start of where everything ended. So the next thing she told me was, "You deserve better." And I couldn't believe that message, when I saw that, it was, I don't know, gave me this feeling where I feel like, I guess I didn't do I didn't do right. I mean, if she thinks I deserve someone better, I don't I don't know. Okay, it's like when I really saw that message, you deserve better. It's like I was hurt because I can't believe I made her feel this way. I guess I couldn't do the right thing. And then I told her, I fought for that. No, I really don't. I understand that you're really busy and you haven't been spending that much time, but I knew what I was getting myself into, right? When we started this relationship. Okay, so I told her, I'll give you all the time you need. You don't need to worry at all. Like, when the time is right, we can, you know, properly address this and, well, hopefully, do better than, or, go back to how things were. But, after that night, she said, let's give this time. And when she said that, I immediately knew she meant we're gonna take a break. This is going to be the second break, the span of 2 months, mind you. The 11 months before those 2 months, everything was fine, right? If we ever had any problems, we would immediately communicate, right? And the longest was like one afternoon where I wouldn't address something or she wouldn't address something bothering her. But this was different. Second break. The first one hurt, but everything was fine afterwards. This time, she didn't even say it directly, right? She didn't say we're taking a break. But from her words, it was clear. And well, I guess the Monday after, we were all at school, it's pretty evident that she did mean a break because she wouldn't talk to me or interact with me. And I mean, I wasn't trying to talk to her, by the way, but what I mean is, I would say she was giving us space, she was trying to prevent us from, interacting. So, you know what? I accepted that, I moved on with my day because, like, I believed everything was gonna be fine. I prayed, I reflected on the stuff I did. I didn't do anything to offend her. I didn't do anything to break the relationship. It was just that I just wanted to communicate, and there I was. So it continued on like that for the whole week, right? Until the Friday. The Friday was the culmination of the school event. Everything was really nice. Everything was really enjoyable, but I couldn't enjoy it with her. So, actually, the day before the Friday, the Thursday, she was still at school late. She messaged me like, how she was still at school late and she was really busy, and I was still at school too. So I was like, "Is it time?" And she asked me, "What do you mean by that? Can we meet up?" She said, "No, I don't think it's the time yet." So yeah, the Friday, the culmination, everything, the awardings. I went to the stage, by the way, with my team. We were playing this Olympics type of game, and we came in third. But I'm getting off track. When the program ended, tried to look for her, but I guess she was really busy. She wasn't there, and my parents were already there waiting for me, and I knew I would get yelled at again if I kept them waiting, so I went home. I don't think we sent any messages then. No, there were, it was like, get home safe, take care, and all that normal stuff, right? But other than that, other than the get home safe and take care stuff, there was no other conversation that happened until actually no, I don't think she replied. She only replied after I said goodnight, and I didn't know that was going to be my last goodnight to her, because I told her goodnight a few minutes later. I was already readying myself to go to sleep. Oh, I'm sorry, chicken. She sent me a message. It was, can I be honest? And, well, guess what happened from there? Nothing really good happens in a relationship when someone says, can I be honest? Because the next words are something I probably would never forget. She sent me this paragraph that she's been thinking about this decision for a while. It's not an overnight thing. It was, she's been thinking about it for a while, right? She said, our views don't really match anymore, and it's not working out. Basically, that's what she said. She said something along the lines of, you deserve someone who has time for you, who can be there for you. And I told her, I sent her, like, I tried fighting for the relationship. Okay, I didn't give up, right? I said stuff like, I understand why you're busy, I can wait for you for as long as you need me to, but you can't win a fixed game. Alright, she made the decision. Looking back, I realized that, I don't know, I should have seen it sooner. I mean, by how she was acting the whole week of the school event, purposely avoiding me, and then when we did see each other, we didn't smile, we didn't do an interaction. It did hurt. I hope I don't get this demonetized, but it hurt like a bitch. Okay, it really hurt. She said all that, right? I tried fighting for it, but then she told me these next words in text still. I don't want to totally lose you. You'll always be someone I care for. So even if you don't want to be friends, I want to be. I'll still look for you every day, and even check up on you from time to time. And those last few words, those words were what hit me the most, because it already hurt her saying that it's not working out. You deserve someone else, right? But she had to add that last part. She didn't want to totally lose me, and well, I really didn't know how to react to that. Even now, you know, it's been what, almost a month since we broke up. 3 months, 3 days till a month from when I'm recording this, and even now I still don't know what to think about that, because what can you really say? So I was in my feels, so I said that when there was one something, now there is nothing. She said there is still something, it's just not the same. Back and forth. She said, take care, okay? See you around. Goodbye. And well, I mean, yeah, what can I really say? That's still hurts. You know, she has checked up on me, I'd say 4, 5 times, maybe 6 times this past near almost these past 3 weeks. But lately we haven't really been talking. I mean, when we just broke up, the days after, we still talk almost every day through chat. It was just casual stuff, but I've I've stopped trying to talk to her first. I just can't bring myself to do it. All that pain, all that hurt, I couldn't even bring myself to talk to her, to be able to talk to her IRL. Even if it's just chat, come on, it's gonna be really hard. So, if you do see this, if you're watching this, I hope you find what you're looking for. And I really did try to fight. I want to share this little story too. So I've done this recording a few times already, because some takes are just really loud music, and the last one I was only recording audio. I don't think anyone would find a rant with a black screen entertaining, especially if it's me talking. If it was someone else, then probably, right? But not me. So going back, recently, I believe, no, it was yesterday, right? 3 weeks almost after, no, it was 3 weeks after it all happened. Her classroom is on the 3rd floor, and me, I'm on the 4th. I, for some reason, yesterday took the 3rd floor hallway route, because I don't know why I did that. Okay, normally the route I would take is the 4th floor, then to the ramp, because there were no bathrooms on the 4th floor. We had to go down the 3rd floor with using our ramp and stuff. But for some reason, on that day on recess, I decided to take the 3rd floor hallway. I went downstairs and 3rd floor hallway. I was thinking to myself, what if I see her? Because I haven't really wanted to see her, right? I really didn't. So, just as I was about to make a turn where there was no chance we could see each other, she appears. Right? And when I saw her, my heart just dropped, because all the meticulous work just avoiding the 3rd floor when I'm alone, gone. And mind you, this hallway could fit like 3 people if they were like side by side, and there would be no space. All right, so she was at that pace. We'd be meeting each other. I don't know. I didn't know how to react, and then the next thing she did was raise her hand for a high five. Um, she raised her hand for a high five, and well, I mean, out of I don't know why, but I gave her one back. Nothing else really happened except for that. It's been a while since we last chatted. Frankly, right now I don't want to talk to her. So yeah, but it still happened. Probably still be haunted forever. It's okay. Life happens. The world don't stop spinning even if you aren't moving. Moving on. No, that's the main event. I want to talk about this third person I lost. Cause I already talked about her. I've already talked about my bro, whom I lost 2 weeks before the main event, I believe. Now let's talk about this other guy. This guy was also really cool, by the way. Okay, he was one of the first friends I had at the start of high school, and we were really close. But there were times where we'd kind of act up, but it's fine. I accepted it as who he was. But the Monday after the main event, after the breakup, um, I already told him what happened, right? So he was informed, apparently he went to her and then she told him the reason that we apparently didn't match emotionally anymore. We didn't see the world the same way anymore, right? And everything was fine until I overheard some girls talking, right? They were talking about the breakup. I was kind of confused because there weren't really a lot of people who knew about it, and she was the type of person who wouldn't really spread that kind of info, right? I mean, matter of fact, she told me she only told two people, and it was like 3 days after the main event happened. So this whole event, me hearing people talk about the breakup, I was like, where did you hear this from? Right? I asked them. I asked this one girl actually. She told me she heard it from my friend. The friend is the person I was just talking about, like one of the first friends I've ever made in high school. Right? Apparently, he was giving out hints or something, right? And I said something like, he wouldn't do that, you know. Then I asked her again, like, are you sure? She's changed her story. Like, she got sources from this other class. Apparently, that should have been a red flag there because she's changed her story. But I still decided to ask them, like, did you tell anyone about it? Did you tell that girl about it? I mean, he told me no. Why would I? And then I asked him second time, and I guess that's where he got really mad. Like, no, I didn't. You're making stuff up. He got really mad and all that. And well, he started saying some really, really offensive stuff. And by offensive stuff, stuff along the lines of, it was my fault, the relationship ended, I was childish, and all that. And then he started saying this thing about this other guy, that, oh, now you're gone, he's gonna take her. That was the last straw. When I heard that, just walked away from him. I wasn't gonna do anything physical because this motherfucker is 100 kilograms. I'm only 70. right? So he's got that weight difference on me. He could just sit on me and I'd die. So I did the rational thing. We were in school. What else would I do? I just walked away, right? Because what what would I really do there? Okay, I want to give some background. This guy was also a major part in that relationship because he was one of the first people to start the teasing and all that. So you could say some I've basically been cut off the the past, the everything that's happened. It's all been cut off because, well, I don't know. From how I see it, it's like I've been given a restart to my social life in high school because these two people, those two people who were played really major parts in the relationship. Well, they're gone now. Uh, my then girlfriend, she's gone, and recently I've made so much more friends, and they're really real. To real, I mean like I can vibe with them. You know, they actually have the same interests as me, and actually, they aren't. They don't act rationally. They can understand when stuff just can't happen. You know, they're really understanding. They're really cool, and actually, I'm actually really happy too because like these new people, these new friends, they have time. No, it's really great having this company. But I still lost those three people, right? And well, that is life. Actually, before everything, for the breakup, she was telling me, and we were still pretty happy together. She was like saying, um, the future will always be uncertain. Not like in a way where she was foreshadowing it, right? It's because I had this irrational fear of the future because I fear not knowing what will happen. I guess I've learned that you just gotta let things be. You know, things will happen, and whether you like it or not, cave noises, whether you like it or not, can't change it. Some things you really can't change. Is it too late for me to befriend those two guys? Probably. But they seem much happier now, especially the first guy. I wouldn't know. But I feel like me unfriending the first guy, everything that happened between me and him was for the better for him because, as I said, I don't think I would have been a very positive thing around him if I would just get irrationally mad at him specifically, right? I hope he gets surrounded by people who actually fuck with him. But there are, from the people I've talked to, they do say that there are some times where he gets a little too much. Yes, I just couldn't take it that day. The third guy, or the second guy, or the third person, I don't know if I'd ever, if I was given a chance, if I'd ever fix stuff. Because according to some of my friends, now he's apparently open to it, but I have to go to him first. I mean, no, I don't want to do that. I don't really want to do that because the stuff I heard, him being the one to spread stuff, maybe even if it's wrong, he still said all those offensive things. How it was all my fault when he didn't even know the relationship like that. I knew, she knew. I was like, not him. He didn't know anything. And well, would I go back to her? If this was 2 weeks ago, in a heartbeat, I probably would say yes. But now, I'm kind of like iffy on it because, well, after all that, this time really, you know, gave me the opportunity to think about everything that happened, and maybe we just really aren't meant to be. But if she does change, and if I change in a way where she sees me fit again, maybe. But right now, I hope she enjoys that new friend group. For those two guys, for those two friends, I hope they live happily. But the second guy, I hope you learn to grow up. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to this. I don't think anyone's gonna watch this, but if you did and if you somehow made it here, I wouldn't mind a comment or two. You don't need to like, you don't need to subscribe, but if you comment, it would be pretty funny. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. And if you were watching the Minecraft gameplay, I did build this little bridge here, or the, what you call that, the pillars, right? So yeah, thank you so much. If you are watching this video, leave a comment, state your opinion. I won't get mad on what happened, and I will definitely be making more. So if you are somehow entertained, you could subscribe and turn on notifications. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for being with me. Goodbye.